All right. So Kerrie wants to tell us a little bit about the new situation, what's to come, some predictions or hopes as far as EU action with the current developments in the crisis. As you guys know, recently the EU deal with Turkey broke down, and Turkey basically said that they're no longer going to hold any refugees back from crossing into Europe through the different passageways through the Greek islands. And Greece has been trying to keep this new influx of refugees out. So it's caused a lot of clashes.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of tension online. And everybody who volunteers also works really hard to advocate online to arm people with, the reality of the situation here. And what Greece are actually doing at the moment, they have stopped completely registering anybody for asylum for 1 month. But the legal evidence that we're getting fed back is that actually they cannot make changes to the law without applying to the European Commission. It kind of goes to court to make changes like that. So despite them saying that, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're allowed to follow that through.
What do you think will happen with the EU, or what would you hope for to happen?
I would hope that the EU will trust in the Greek interview system of giving people asylum and make an agreement to take refugees either from here after asylum or start taking numbers from the islands before their registration starts. Many of the EU countries and other countries are only accepting refugees from Syria, from Jordan, it's not good enough. There's huge numbers of people that need help. And Greece can't cope with this alone. The situation with underage minors itself, the figures are high, and these kids have got no mums and dads. Some of them have got mums and dads in another country that they can't even get to because that country's saying, no, we won't accept. There's so many different situations. I think people need to try and put themselves in those families' feet and imagine themselves getting separated from their child at a carnival. And that eventing in their child being put in another country where they're never going to get to see them again. How is that even human? That you get accidentally separated from your child and that results in you're not their mum and dad anymore and they don't have anybody.
Within the process or the migration process, when does that usually occur? Like, what's the situation where that might occur?
I mean, often because of the desperate situations, families in these countries seeking refuge will send the child ahead because of the chance of reunifying a family together was very high 3 and 4 years ago. But that has changed now with the changes in government.
So originally it was voluntary sending the children ahead.
That's one way, but there are many other ways as well. Sometimes smugglers, if they have a huge group and they're very hard, they will separate people without caring who they're putting on one boat and putting on another. So maybe one boat will have an accident or it'll run out of petrol. Been in incidents, the boat ride I was telling you about, some of those children had been taken from their families, and several of us were given a child by the UNHCR to go on the bus through the port and through Moria Camp's registration with that child as their carer to hand them over to the UNHCR at the other end.
So if you guys read our prescribed reading for you, they had a lot of horror stories about the smuggling conditions, because basically it's an illicit trade, and you have a lot of people who are living in situations that they don't want to be in either, and are in many cases going to take advantage of people who are highly at risk and easy to take advantage of.